Good evening, back fans. It's Do You Expect Us to Talk? I am not the host. I am Chris on Cinematronics, and joining me is our actual host, Rebecca Andrews.
Hi.
And Mr. David Bond.
Good evening, folks.
And so we are kind of bridging the space between the return of Charlie Brigden.
Yes.
Who's
on holiday?
How dare he?
Bastard.
Maybe send us a postcard.
Does anyone send postcards?
I'll be honest, I really don't care about postcards.
No, do I.
I do sometimes.
I'm the same with birthday and Christmas cards. I'm like, I just feel great.
It depends how far away I'm going. If I'm going to like Spain or France or somewhere, then I don't bother. But if I'm going a bit further afield, then I might do.
Yeah. Leaving work cards are nice because you get like lots of signatures. It's like kind of a nice little thing then. But I think nowadays it's, a Facebook.
Yeah, no one really bothers.
A Facebook post will do, thanks.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway.
Yeah. So we are doing a Batman commentary, aren't we?
We're desperately padding while Charlie paddles.
Well, yeah. I guess. I mean, I imagine it will be a popular one for us to cover.
Yes.
We are doing what we're doing, Becca. Ice to see you.
Ice to see you.
Hey!
Or ice to see you. Ice. Sorry.
Oh, too soon.
It's the.
What you can do if you want, listeners, should you want to turn this into a drinking game, I'll try not to say it too much, or I might say it enough. Take a shot every time I go. Ice to see you.
Yeah, but knowing how Becca is, like, so she want to say it like every 5 minutes.
So just see how drunk you can get whilst watching this film and listening to our commentary.
Yeah. So
please drink responsibly.
You've just promoted a drinking game, but drink responsibly.
Don't drink and drive.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they mean.
Every time she says "ice to see you," take a sort of belt of the drink and have 2 pints of water.
Yes. And then you'll need a wee.
And have a wee. Don't risk cystitis, folks.
I played a drinking game where like we'll drink game watching Super Saturday Soccer thing on Sky, and when Chris Kamara comes out, one of the rules is whenever Chris Kamara is speaking, you got to be drinking. So literally, looking up, like sipping whatever you're drinking, and he's like, he just keeps on talking. It's just like
you must have got hammered.
Oh, I got absolutely smashed that day. Yeah, I was absolutely, and that was like during the day as well.
Oh Christ!
So,
if we remember, post appropriate of nothing, his worst ever mistake on Soccer Saturday when they went to him to ask him what had gone on.
He didn't know.
I don't know.
Have they been sent off? Has he? I thought he was substituted.
Oh, you gotta love him,
Focus, Kamara.
But it was just I always remember it's one of the funniest things ever. Trying to drink lager, shut up! Like, well, that proportion is possible. Looking over, see if he's still talking. Like, just hoping, please, I want to stop drinking. I want to actually start breathing. But then kind of like looking over and him just seemed like chirping away consistently, and just started making me laugh. So he kind of always like, it was one of the funniest things, but at the same time, so
it'd be dangerous if they'd played that game when you think they used to have George Best as a panelist and Paul Merson goes on it.
I reckon they'd be up for it.
Well, yeah.
But so we're doing Batman and Robin, and we've got the Blu-ray, and now we haven't. Now it's one of those Blu-rays which starts immediately as soon as you play it in. So we've just kind of done our best and got it to 0-0 and paused. I'm going to press unpause on the count of 3. So we'll just dig straight into it, and then we will chat our way through this monstrosity.
Yeah.
So fans, if you are going to watch this with us, God help you.
Good luck.
We will try and talk enough and make much sense as possible. If you don't want to listen,
and Becca will get you really drunk.
Yes. She'll get you.
Especially you, James Murphy, if you're listening.
Icily drunk.
Oh, he's just come in his pants. He has the idea of you talking to him whilst like you get him drunk. He'd love that.
I still like to meet him.
Would you? I bet he'd like to... Really? I
would.
podcast with him as well now.
I know you do.
I do.
I have to listen.
He needs to work on his editing skills though, because I just sound like I'm on a fucking payphone. There you go.
Calling from a phone box down the road. It's Dave Bond.
Yeah. Big cube behind me while I bang on about fucking Jack
What were you doing? Were you doing like kind of like political spy thrillers?
Well,
Jack Ryan.
It ended. We lost a bit of the show, but it started off talking about Nolan. So there's a load on Dunkirk that's kind of missing, but we talk about Nolan a bit, and then we end up talking about sort of aging in actors and characters, and then we talked a bit about Indiana Jones. And that wasn't deliberate, but obviously that's Harrison Ford, so that led us on quite nicely to Jack Ryan. But we sort of talked about them in an odd order because obviously there's an origin story within Shadow Recruit, so we talked about that first. But yeah, it's a couple of hours you can get on the Movie Viral site, although there is a link. James did post it to the Do You Expect Us to Talk page if you want to hear it.
Okay. No, it was just your comment about...
The other thing is it's a big like YouTube guy, so it's only on YouTube. It's the way he recorded it.
Yeah. It kind of say it might play into effect as if you're on a payphone, like sort of like sending intelligence through. Yeah. So that's why I was getting at.
It does look like I've stopped in on the way to Warsaw. or you know that bit in Majesties where he's looking for a post office so he can send a telegram home.
Yeah.
And then you see him in a phone box while they're firing at him. That's me calling James to just quickly tell him what I think of the Jack Ryan films. So anyway, Becca's going to get you pissed and ply you with a chat, James. He's up for it.
So...
Okay.
There you go. When you get the transcript of this show, I'll say Becca was up for it, and Becca is on the record saying okay.
If you fancy Sleeping Ready members of Do You Expect to Talk, leave us into...
Do you expect us to talk at gmail.com? Do you notice how I whipped in to finish that sentence before you giggled and changed the subject? I was like, no, we've got to get that fucking offer out there.
That's out now, are you? Right.
Murphy's going to have a busy week, because I reckon he's the only one who'll write back and say, yeah, why not? Got to experiment.
Anyway, moving on. We've got a film to watch here, people.
Yeah. Sorry, we were auctioning you off.
Oh my god.
Talk at gmail.com.
So, on the count of three.
Spam.
I still see you.
And she comes with her own catchphrase.
Yeah, we have to come up for Becca's catchphrase. I've got a bad feeling about this, probably.
Catchphrase?
Oh, it used to be, cut that please, but she stopped doing that after a few episodes.
Yeah, I realised that you wouldn't, so...
She catches on quick, doesn't she?
It only took all of your editing run and some of mine.
So
that's because I realised I was on a different podcast.
Yeah, we don't edit here. So
actually, I edit quite a lot.
Well, I know, but in terms of like taking out content, we just leave it all in.
Anything I think is really offensive.
We get balls deep.
Anyway.
So on the count of three. Speaking of balls deep, on the count of three, let's delve into Batman and Robin.
I'm a bit worried though. He said, speaking of balls deep, on the count of three. I'm now wondering what on earth is going to happen at three.
Basically going to play a movie that's a load of old balls.
Okay. So, in your own time, Chris. You're being quite disruptive,
Yeah, so on three. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, play now.
I think 90s films needed more morphing effects.
So mine was slow to start, I'm afraid, sorry. Yeah, so you get that really lovely eye, when the bat symbol becomes like the ice sculpture.
But at no point in this film does any ice look like ice.
I think these kind of effects, I mean, really, at this kind of era in the film, it was pretty much all the money was on screen. So I think, you kind of had to get the real sense of excess before you had to kind of scale things back.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if this is influenced by the Superman credits, but it's a really. This is actually not quite as bad as
last week. Oh no,
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever, they sort of came whooshing past the front of the screen.
Yeah, this looks better and sounds better.
Yeah.
Apart from that ice thing.
Yeah.
The ice thing's a bit weird.
Right. I think we're going to see a very usable Batcave now.
Bat butts.
Just natural. Why did he just turn around like that? Look at my bum!
Bat
It was
buns.
George's bum. Bat bum. Like a bit of bat bum.
I bet you do, Becca.
Do they just end up? Do they just start off standing like next to each other, completely naked?
I hope so.
Oh, good. Right.
But I imagine it's kind of like, changing rooms and they're kind of like, adjacent to each other, so they just like walk out and go, you alright? You know what I mean? You all got each other's like sort of changing room, they walk out like beyond the curtain and go, okay.
They should have a mascot each.
Looking great.
Some like
Or a little animal.
Make-A-Wish Foundation person there.
A little creature.
Yeah, I think I mean that actually.
Yeah, like they do at football matches when they got, you know, special child.
I think that light in the front looks quite useful as well.
I was actually just thinking, in these Batman movies, is it me? Or...
No, it's not. It's George Clooney and Chris O'Donnell.
Oh.
I mean, your balls off. You look nothing like either of them.
I mean, it's just Silverstone. What are you on about? Or does the Batcave get bigger and bigger every time?
It does.
It does seem to grow exponentially.
Quite big, but yeah.
And then, like in the Lego Batman movie, it's over several levels. Another drinking game was to count the number of Dutch shots in this movie and have a shot every single time. That doesn't get you crunk.
Now, what a waste of time all this is. It could just be in the corner with a sheet over it.
It would take a long time.
What that shit for? And why the dry ice?
Can you imagine,
on top of the box, Alfred.
Can you imagine how special Robin would feel? Like, sort of like Batman gets this big sort of entrance of the Batman. Here's my vehicle. I'm like
movie sickness. Look, movie ill. Movie ill. Look.
Oh, he's
even before cancelling the pizzas.
Yeah. No pizza for you.
No pizza for you.
Oh, there's a new villain.
Poor Pat Hingle. Oh dear.
Oh, he's so wasted, isn't he? I don't mean drunk. I mean he's so wasted.
Just a bruise. Bloody hell, give it, Goldsman.
There's a new villain in Gotham.
Just a bruise.
Yeah.
So he basically just explained what we're about to see now.
Yeah, he has. So, which means they set off not knowing what they were going to. Obviously, the bat signals, come up, and they've just headed off.
And he fills them in on the way.
Yeah.
So far, this film's in terms of what the film's actually told us, Alpha looks a bit ill.
Yeah.
That's pretty like so far. Like 4 minutes into the film, and Alpha looks a bit ill. The film technically could have started here, and we would learn what we know anyway from the scene.
We've also learned they waste a lot of money on stuff in the Batcave to look cool.
We also get Batmans.
And we've also learned that the Domino's branch in Gotham gets messed around quite a lot.
I imagine it must be.
Look at that. That does not look like ice. That's where you put your precious diamonds, isn't it? What is this place for? I mean, it's a museum. What's the theme of that room?
Random shit.
Random crap.
Oh, he was called Random Task, Chris, and frankly, why would they?
Well, to be fair, the whole room looks like the museum. Like, so it's just literally just one big room where you just walk around and look at stuff.
Yeah. And what's that? I mean, it's a dinosaur, obviously, but it's not like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Hi, Freeze, I'm Batman.
Worst intro ever.
Yeah.
I still see you.
I love the fact he managed to do a few diving moves in midair there as well. He went a bit Tom Daly. Look at the hole in the wall behind him, look.
Robin-shaped hole.
Yeah.
You can't see the wires, though. To its credit.
Yeah, you're too busy cringing.
Gotta praise it somewhere. That's landed quite neatly. Now, if I was there to steal a diamond, I think I would break out a hockey team. Kill the
hockey
heroes.
team from Few Eyes Only.
That's what everyone loves. Everyone loves like them things where you have to catch the vase. I've expected them to kind of like have a fight sequence where they have to like make sure it doesn't get damaged.
If anyone's ever genuinely enjoyed that or laughed at it, that does that over the age of about 10.
I'm sure Pink Panther's done it, haven't they?
Yeah, I guess so.
But imagine it's one of those like gags that's like as old as time. So I reckon it's like a classic in typical Hollywood films, isn't it? I imagine. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we wonder now where it comes from. Yeah, so this is basically where it starts.
My favourite Pink Panther bit is still him playing like billiards or whatever it was.
I think my favourite one is Shot in the Dark, actually.
I think that's in A Shot in the Dark.
Is it?
I put it to you that you killed her in a writ of fella's jage. There you go, look. Ice skates.
Yeah.
They had no idea they were going to anything ice related.
Well, it's just there anyway, isn't it? You never know.
What if they turned up and it had been an 80s roller disco villain?
But what
That'd be amazing.
What if they probably got boots for that as well, but what happens if like they're having to...
Yeah, but this is in the boots they're wearing, right? If they'd have had to stop saying, hang on a minute, I've got to change my boots.
No, I reckon he's got like little wheels on the...
Fair enough.
In there as well. I imagine. You know, he's Batman Dave.
Alright. Batman Dave, cool.
Yes.
Named after me. Now, Schwarzenegger during all this could have like frozen the fucking lot of them quite a few times.
He could, for the henchmen he's got, he doesn't seem to give a shit, so he could have just froze all of them and be done with it.
Yeah. I got mine, where's yours, you see? He's like, that's mine, you see? Like, he's just become independently wealthy. Quite funny.
So he needs diamonds, for power? To power
it?
Like...
Yeah, it's a diamond-powered fridge he's in.
And what, does electricity not work?
I don't know.
Isn't it some machine to keep his wife alive or something, or to keep himself alive?
No, it's for it powers his suit. We're told
to power his suit, isn't it?
In a minute.
No, I think it does power his suit, but also use it for his wife as well. If I remember it correctly.
Quite possibly. The original story in the comic.
But effectively, it's a power source, and I've never heard of diamonds used as a power source before.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me wonder, like, in what terms, like, does it just get burnt up or something, or what?
Yeah, what does a used one look like?
Don't know.
If you know what a used one looks like, please write to us.
Drop us an email, expectedtotalk@gmail.com.
And we must reiterate, we mean diamonds. If Jared Leto's listening.
Jared Leto, oh dear.
There's lots of that in this film.
What, Jared Leto's?
Which just sounds like slang for some drug or something. I just jonesing for some Jared Leto's, man. I hope you would drop in. Good stuff. There is no way that was the trajectory of his jump from the other angle. He should have just fallen splat into the floor.
It's almost like he just sort of like been pushed by something else.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, like, what was the plan? I'm going to rocket the ship out of here.
Yeah. And blow it up over Gotham or something.
So is the plan to kind of like just for the rocket to sort of like just free fall into Gotham?
His only plan was to steal that diamond. I'm not quite sure why he took his rocket with him. And how did he get it there? Did he drive there in his Nissan Micro with one of them on the roof?
And I wonder how much this actually must cost to make.
Yeah. His accountant saying to him, the good news is you've just got your £15 million diamond. The bad news is the plan cost £22 million. Like, oh shit.
Oh, and
You could have stayed home and set fire to $7 million and achieved the same thing.
Well, he's going to have a diamond to power his wife, so he's paid all that much money to power the suit and wife or whatever.
If I was writing for Arnold Schwarzenegger, I would avoid words like tomb and doom and stuff like that, because it doesn't work.
It really rhyme.
Boom. Do your boom.
Dawn. Do your dawn. Robin.
Right, now, Batman is completely fucked here.
There's no way he can escape those icy handcuffs.
He still takes his time to get fucking furious with Robin for turning up here. You stay in the museum and round up some thugs.
See, Robin says, nice to see you. He doesn't even say, nice to see you.
Drink.
4 times I've said it now.
Yeah, everyone's pissed already.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you just say, nice to see you, yeah.
Yes.
I think I'm a little bit ahead, but never
A
mind.
bat bomb.
No, I am a bit behind, actually.
Hang on a minute.
I'm back behind.
He doesn't have,
You're back behind, yes. I'm on 12:0.
Start propelling bat spray.
Let's go air surfing!
Oh, yeah.
But what's...
Better than bloody night surfing dying of a day.
What's we keep them on the board / doors?
Well, they've got sharp blades on their feet,
Oh, okay.
so I guess it could be that.
Aerodynamics?
Magnets?
Did you say thermodynamics or aerodynamics?
Aerodynamics.
Because, yeah, if it had been the other, I'd have been really impressed. So, like, Christ, Becca's really looked at this.
Thermodynamics.
Right. Oh, has he said cowabunga yet?
Cowabunga?
No, not yet, no. He does
There
that.
it is.
He does that when he hits the...
Yeah, well, we're there. We've got to that bit.
But it was Ninja Turtles. That was all the range.
Not this time.
No. But when I was younger, it was. Not in 99. Oh,
Yeah.
27.
It was my jam as well when I was younger.
yeah.
I'm just a little bit too old for Ninja Turtles.
What? Shocking.
No, I just mean when I came... it was popular with, like, 10-year-olds when I was, like, 14. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're the daddy of the group.
I'm daddy.
You're the Splinter.
I had a pound for every time someone
Our
said
two
that to me.
turtles.
I'd have...
Yeah, I was like a massive Turtles fan when I was growing up.
This scene has been going on forever, hasn't it?
It's quite long, isn't it?
I mean, if you were to like this film, I'd imagine you'd be loving this. Going on forever. I got him. What's this? Look. What trajectory? He would have just landed flat on his face, 6 feet in front of him. I'm only hoping there's some, like, warm goo around.
Well, that's quite clever, though, considering that's, a model that's been created.
It's like,
rather than CGI.
This is supernatural planning, look. He knew he needed the rocket, he knew exactly where he was going to land, and he's left his car there.
Emotion makes you weak.
Well, that's why we're all so tough. Me, you, and Chris, fucking hard.
So you've taken, instruction from Mickey.
Yeah, women weak in legs, yeah. That's why I always tend to, like, lay down when I'm with them. Save my legs giving out on me. Here we go. That is clearly a model, which is quite funny. I know they can't freeze the real actor, but it's just shit.
I just like how he just casually picks him up.
Yeah.
As if he weighs nothing.
Yeah.
You would have a splitting headache as well.
And you can just imagine him coming out of that looking like fucking Simon Weston or something. And it's like, how fucking hot have you done this water? You could have fucking boiled him.
Yeah, would you not be severely injured going from really, really cold to really, really hot somehow?
Well, you'd be dead, really.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
Chris, you're Batman at the moment.
Yes.
You're old enough to be Batman, tell us all. Oh, Uma Thurman.
Animal-plant crossbreedings. I'm assuming that has to be done in a chest tube. It's not like, a lynx shagging a leaf.
In a chest tube? Like a chest burster?
A chest tube. Did I say chest tube? Did I?
Yeah.
I've said it another 2 or 3 times as well.
I know. I know you mean a test tube.
I might not.
It's a tube that you keep in your chest.
Oh, sorry, just trapped me chesticle.
Just the one.
I just love that they can't even be bothered to well, we need to get some exposition out. Just have her talking to her.
It's like when you're writing a script, so if any kind of screenwriters
take advice from Becca.
It's always show, don't tell.
Successful.
But this is the exact opposite.
So I just wonder what direction she was given. Like, just want to overact everything and just be kind of shit while doing it.
She's really bad in this. I mean, but yeah,
we know, like, as an actress, she is so much better.
She's better than this. Yeah, I've
clearly.
never had a problem with Uma Thurman at all.
No, she's brilliant.
Has she done much recently though? Can't seem to remember her being in anything recently.
I've not seen her for a while. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean she's not working. It's just nothing I will have seen. But I can't think of anything very recent.
No, but you have a quick IMDb.com. Oh, look, it's Bane.
So that's what Tom Hardy looks like.
Ah.
Look at that. There's clearly not much in there either. Cause he just turned
and you got the green strobe lighting just because.
Look at this. I can imagine Frank Drebin bursting in the window.
Oh, what with the assault on the baddies?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking that as well. Which was just missing like a Gorbachev and look-alike really, aren't we? Then.
Yeah. I knew it.
But yeah, there's Gorbachev, Saddam, who else? Gaddafi.
Gaddafi was there. I think Ayatollah Khomeini was there as well.
Yeah.
And the bloke what worked for Ricardo Montalban.
Oh, what, Pap Schmear?
Oh, I don't know what the actor's called.
No, not the actor, but the character's called Pap Schmear.
Oh, was he?
Oh, really? Didn't know that.
Yeah, because he comes back in 3. He's like the guy who's the boss. I think, was he there? I don't know.
I don't know.
There's quite a few Uma movies that I've not seen.
Sorry, you've not seen the Naked Gun films?
Oh no, I have seen it. No, I was just looking at Uma Thurman's movie list filmography on IMDb.com.
She's always been a working actress.
No, she is.
I can't
Jobbing
even
away.
remember her in anything in the last 3 or 4 years.
No, but no, yeah, I have seen the Naked Gun movies, definitely.
Speaking of which, now you mentioned it, Dave, I think if Frank Drebin were to burst through the door, I think it will make the film a whole lot better. To be honest,
they probably would. Do you reckon we'll get to do those at some point? Do you think that'll be those sort of films we want to do?
Becca, we can do any series you want. I just think with comedy, it is difficult. It is difficult to know what to say, particularly as there's an awful lot of sight gags and stuff like that in those films. We've said yes to Austin Powers, even though we're not quite sure how it's going to work. But
no,
if you really want to do them, we'll do them. We'll find some way to make it work. But
no, I was just trying to.
They're not easy films to do. I wouldn't have thought.
No, I just putting the feelers out there. That's all.
We'll do Austin Powers if you like. Whether we do it as just 3 commentaries, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's not going to be for a long time anyway.
No, it'll be a while off.
Right. He should push her into something and make her briefly hot. And then she should come out and describe exactly what's happening at a cellular level. She's terrible. It's the same way she talks to Bruce Wayne, isn't it? Later on when she meets him.
Yeah.
As Pamela.
Pamela?
They were, yeah. They all say that the direction was to play it really cartoonish. Sorry, we've gone quiet because we're being caught up in the drama here.
Yeah, I'm just
the transformation.
I'm just soaking up the acting.
Yeah, this is very like Pat Roach's death in Never Say Never Again. He's just bumped into some test tubes and that's it. Dead.
and just sinks into the ground with snakes as well. Wow, why didn't she
And
become
what's all
like
those
Snake
lights
Lady?
underneath her? She slipped into a disco look.
It is disco.
Why didn't she become like Snake Lady as well? Because of all the snakes and metalwork and...
I don't know, but here we go with some of the strangest CCTV and health and safety.
Oh, yes.
So there's just CCTV there watching him work.
This is what a computer looked like in the 90s.
It is definitely...
yeah, there wasn't a Batcave around mine, to be fair. But yeah.
It's definitely a Schumacher thing, isn't it? To show your villain origin through video.
Look. Oh, what's that meant to be? That's gotta hurt. 50 below. 50 below what? And then the CCTV angle will change.
Well, he was saving the rail budget to buy
an eighth of a diamond.
To buy a rocket.
Yeah. Look, diamond enhanced lasers to keep him at 0 degrees. This doesn't sound like real science to me. He should have been brilliant. Well, there you go.
Who? Arnie or Clooney?
Clooney. I don't blame him that he wasn't, but yeah.
Oh, ill. I'm being ill.
Oh, poorly boy.
Yeah, I'm not entirely convinced it is movie sickness, isn't it?
It is.
It is, yeah. George is just like, I'm sorry, but he's
He's
like,
got
he
to
just gets
learn
better
to
with
let
age.
go and trust his family.
It's all about family.
Family.
I can't do
Yes,
it.
we go through those.
Yeah, well, you know, Batman's just too used to working alone.
Yeah. You're still a novice in the ways of family. Well, he was raised by you, so if he knows fuck all, it's your fault.
It's your fault.
Couldn't you have banged a few women around him and introduced him to a few aunties?
How many times does Alfred in this Batman series does Alfred actually just blatantly just disobey Bruce and go behind his back to do shit he thinks is how it should be done? He does it all the fucking time, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, there's only once he goes behind Bruce's back to make a tight rubber outfit for his jailbait relative. Hey, this is a great memory.
He makes a
Remember the time when I went, oops, and you came out and went, ooh. Golden memory, that.
When he went, oops.
Yeah. I mean, I fall on my ass quite regularly.
Well,
I don't actually remember the specifics a lot of the time.
Why did we fall, Bruce? I think it's just a
That's
show.
for clumsy fuckers. He's got no one to talk to now, so he's got to pick up his exposition machine.
I think it's just going to be like a memory to say that he's been like a father figure to him and blah blah blah. That's all.
Oh, I know what it's trying to do. It's just like those specific memories.
Magically appears out from the ground.
The only time in the film I think she looks quite hot.
Yeah, I suppose you're right, Dave. They could have chosen like a time where Alfred's comforting him about the death of his parents. That would have been a little bit more succinct, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And here's Uma Thurman looking like a stripper.
Yeah.
With grass all over.
But a reasonably hot one, like I say. He's describing everything that's happened. My skin's now this, and my blood's now that.
Just in case the audience
and
don't know.
I know this will kill you. Basically, she kisses him, nothing happens. So she sucks him off, nothing happens. She has full sex with him. It's like, oh, I thought I was poisonous. Sorry.
Yeah, well, that's the point. How would she know this? There's no like, oh, well, let me discover my
Do you think
powers.
she's been underground snogging snakes?
Probably that's probably what it is.
Yeah, there it is. It's a jungle in here.
With the worst fire in the world.
Oh, hell. Very Mae West sort of performance. We're about to get fire, or where I am. It's not on fire yet. She's just lit it now.
I just keep picturing myself like what it must have been like on set, just watching this. And everyone thinking like, oh, you know what? Yeah, but it'll look great in post.
Yeah, because obviously sets often look like sets and quite unimpressive, and of course then you see it all lit up. I mean, you're on a smaller scale, you'll notice it when you like graduate, Chris. You'll go and stand in a cupboard with some obviously fake books behind you, and then a photo will get taken in this dingy little fucking thing, and then it will come out looking like you stood in the fucking National Gallery or something. You know, I don't know what they would have thought on set, but I do wonder about the people here who had no creative say. They were just doing like the technical tasks on the set. You know, they were just, what the hell's this?
It's like he's literally got his option to sing. He's making them sing. Why? I don't know.
Really
we'll see that lady in Kill Bill Volume 1.
Yes, Vivica A. Fox.
Yeah.
Vernita Green.
Yeah.
A.
Copperhead.
Cottonmouth? Yeah.
No, Copperhead or Cotton?
No.
I think she might be Cotton. No, Cottonmouth was Oren, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
I think she was Copperhead. Anyway,
Copperhead, that was it. And it was a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to think, who's Black Mamba?
Black Mamba is the bride.
Ah, yes.
I should have been motherfucking Black Mamba. Not me. Her, I'll quote.
A quote from the film.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
There we go. We see it work. There's the science working for us.
See, why would you want to be a henchman for Mr. Freeze? Like, it's a bit of a shit gig, isn't it?
It's a shit gig. I mean, he's just handed them completely frozen dinners that they can't eat.
And he's demanded them sing while...
They're staying in an environment that's no good for them, and he will kill them. And he sort of goes between mad, manic, and heartbroken. Sometimes in the same scene. But the makeup's impressive. And again, Arnie being a right pro, we know those eyepieces would have been unpleasant to wear.
Yeah, he's a pro, he's Arnie.
Yes, he is. This was some model or other, I can't remember her name. She was quite like a well-paid model in this era. And he's got Vivica A. Fox stood around trying to like romance him, stood around in freezing weather, like sexy lingerie. It's like, she should have. Oh, here we go. She's come straight from school. I quite like that room, to be fair. Robin just, reading through his way through the library, as you do.
This is want.
Globe there if you need to look anything up. That's a seat of learning in there. Dozed off. Something's not right. I think something's wrong with Alfred.
Oh look, it's Alicia Silverstone.
I think he's movie sick.
Do you think he's ill?
Yeah. And he's like, TikTok! Which isn't appropriate. She's in a fucking school uniform. She's underage. Please be looking for me.
Well, how old is he meant to be anyway?
Well, he's not underage. I mean, he was college student 2 years ago, in Val Kilmer's words. He's in his 20s.
Okay.
And she's in a school uniform, and he's like, please be looking for me. What? Unless you think she's some weirdly themed fucking stripper, what is it you're hoping for here?
But it's that sort of weird kind of school uniform thing, isn't it?
Yeah. But, I mean, they don't do a lot for me anyway, but that's not a sexy take on a school uniform, is it?
No. I think it's just the fact that it's Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah. Or perhaps it's a woman and he's sick of being bummed by Bruce.
Finally, a chick.
And having to cheer up Alfred every evening.
That's probably what it is. It's probably all innocent. It's just like, oh, thank you. Like, at least someone different I can actually engage with.
I'm working towards airport this through at all.
While I'm wearing a tight waistcoat.
Yeah.
Rocking that 90s look.
I just like the fact that her next character beat will be she's into bikes. Right? Which is fine. But it's like, she's gone, hi, I'm Barbara. And they've gone, come out and see our bikes instantly.
I don't know much about bikes.
Character beat immediately.
Oh, I don't know much about bikes.
He's quite the net wizard. He picked up a disc at Tesco.
I remember when the internet used to look like that.
Oh,
I
God.
forgot
Ages
to
ago.
ask, Barbara, why did you turn up in your school uniform in the middle of term time? We're all kind of cool about you just running away.
Yeah, blithely escaping.
She literally left school straight to the airport.
Look at that. I don't suppose they have fax machines on elephants. One yearns for family. Or tugs one out thinking about former loves. My nickname for Sweet Margaret. I fucked him,
Yeah, and it's a bit confusing. Is he?
It's an ex-love of his. He was too old, and she moved on to somebody else. And now the kid she knocked out with someone else. He's like going, yeah, I loved her.
But why is he Uncle Alfred though?
I don't know.
Just because plot.
I mean, in the comic book, she's related to Jim Gordon. She's Jim Gordon's daughter. Goes on to become the Oracle. Not that ITV competitor for CFAX.
That's going back a while.
Right. She had that ready, didn't she, look? Haven't they noticed none of the beds have any, like, fucking bedding on them?
No, it came prepared.
Christ almighty, they take your time. We get that she's climbing out the window. We didn't need to see all that. I reckon I could get this film down to 12 seconds if I really focused.
I'm sure you could.
I'm sure many people would love that as well. I don't think they'd even care what's in it.
Yeah. Here we go. So, let's be inconspicuous. Do you think this is meant to have a sort of Lady Penelope feel to it?
It is a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Parker, prepare the wig. Yes, milady.
Why is she putting on a wig though?
Undercover.
I don't know. I don't know.
It doesn't make that much sense. I mean, I get that it has now changed, but it's not like
it was red. It wasn't like.
It's not like she'd show up and go, "Oh my God, you're a criminal. Arrest her."
Yeah. She just thinks Gotham really hates gingers or something.
Because I've got to make sure Bruce Wayne recognises me. It's like
great silence for an awesome Elle Macpherson performance.
And that bright pink jacket.
And I don't blame her at all. But fuck me, what a waste. Hey, I reckon this might be relevant later.
Never know.
We'll be able to see the sky anywhere on Earth. Okay. Well, we've confirmed Gotham's East Coast there. We knew that anyway, but it's there on the. Oh, she looks no problem. Nothing dodgy about this. Gossip Gertie, the widow of Bob Kane.
Yeah. She's been in every film, hasn't she? Not every film ever,
She was in
but
this one and the last one.
yeah, the Batman movies.
Marriage? Oh, marriage? Oh, marriage.
That is like such a Clooney thing, though, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, in real life, this is kind of how he was at the time, but like,
Yeah, he was always like eligible bachelor, wasn't he?
He's not a bad actor at all. I think he's got better since this era, but even so, he wasn't churning out this shit elsewhere. I think it's just just direction, just the whole tone of this. But he said himself, it's a very difficult film to be good in.
I think he really does the best with the material that he has.
I quite like him as Bruce Wayne, to be fair. But then
He definitely, you can tell he's like the billionaire playboy, can't you? He's totally believable.
Yeah.
He's got the looks, got the physique.
She's got a terrible fashion sense, hasn't she?
She has. She hadn't seen Game of Death at this point.
And that's a reference to Kill Bill, for listeners, if you...
It's also a reference to Game of Death.
It is.
Almost starring Bruce Lee.
No, doesn't...
You mention him, it's alright.
Does Elma McPherson actually look any different today? Because I don't think she looks that much.
She's aging very, very well. I mean, she will do, I'm sure, if you look at photos side by side, but she's aging very, very well. It's almost like she's got the genes of a model or something.
Everyone pretends to laugh.
I'd still rather Nicole Kidman. I wouldn't have dumped her for Elle McPherson.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Is that just out of preference
Loyalty.
or
Preference, but also loyalty.
I know we dumped Vicky Vale practically. Yeah.
Yeah, but she was shagging Alec Baldwin. Batman and Robin. Militant arm of the warm-blooded oppressors. Animal protect. God almighty, she never shuts the fuck up in this film, does she?
She does go on a little bit, doesn't she?
There's a lot of dialogue there, considering she's talking to fucking nobody.
She's talking out loud. She's she's thinking out loud. Well,
it's a what's the word?
Talking.
It's no
soliloquy.
It's a good job no one's listening to any of that, isn't it?
Yeah. So, right, yeah.
Security, where's that woman?
This is totally confused, right? Because
I do love his sparkly makeup. That's really cool.
He actually looks really kind of sad here, and in a minute, it's a quip.
I still see you.
So,
you can just hear it in his voice.
Gotham is a city of at least New York size, so it's like 8 million people. We've seen it dropped in dialogue in different versions of this series, 12 million. And front page on the newspaper is Bruce sells a fucking diamond.
National importance.
I mean, Batman and Robin must really be keeping crime rates down. That's the biggest thing they can get for the front page. But then I suppose if he'd run over to him and then turned to page 72 and showed him a tiny paragraph at the bottom, might not have been as soon cinematic.
Daily News.
This city just looks fucking awful.
They couldn't even call it Gotham News, could they?
No.
Or the Gotham Journal, or... No, just Daily News. Yeah.
Yeah. And the big news is...
Diamonds!
The Flintstones reboot we've all been waiting for. Just everywhere there looks awful. It's so garish in colour as well, but... Again, it's meant to be stylised, but it kind of just starts not hurting your eyes after a while, but I don't really want to look at it after a while. I will, though. I'm taking one for the team, for our listeners.
Again, I think...
Look at him striking from the shadows.
Oh, I've just saw the most horrendous suit. It's like it's kind
It's
of like
awful, isn't it?
yeah, you know that sort of holiday flower. Hang on, is that Jonathan Ross?
Where?
What's he?
I can't really reverse. It's possible if he went to visit the set or something.
No,
It might have been Wussy.
no, it's not Rossi, but he looks like him.
If you tweet him, see what he says.
No, it's definitely not him.
No.
I mean,
Tweet me, will you win?
Yeah, you could tweet him.
I don't want to kill him off as well.
I'm a happily married man.
But it's the guy on stage, you know, the announcer or whoever in the,
I don't
in
think
the
it's
leopard
Rossi,
jacket.
Oh god.
There's Ivy and thing in gorilla suits. Auction off some women.
Yeah. Probably to be deflowered. And Gossip Girl, I mean, it's a nice tribute to Bob Kane to have her involved, but she's really irritating.
God,
this is quite hot.
What, the gorilla suit? I know.
Yeah. And all that big striptease, she'll still be fully clothed, but
Got to keep him in suspense.
why do you think they not know what women have under their clothes? That's a horrible effect as well.
It is Looney Tunes, isn't it? It's like Peppy the Pew.
I've never seen anything like these two Batman films for looking expensive and cheap at the same time. You can see they've thrown a ton of money at it, big sets and big stars and all bespoke costumes and big action sequences. You can see there is no doubt it's expensive, but it just looks cheap and nasty at the same time. Nothing's done well. Now there's a trust exercise.
Yes. I do love her costumes in this movie, though.
I'm not so fond.
I mean, they're kind of tacky, but I just think in the design, I think it's brilliant. I especially love right at the very end when she's got all her talons and her horns, and there's a lot of work has gone into it, like all the sequins and.
The best she ever looks is the stripper outfit. After that, it's a bit of a sort of downhill trajectory.
It's all very tacky and very cheesy, but just, yeah, it's very glam.
And you are?
Poison Ivy. But she doesn't go Ivy. Poison Ivy. She goes Poison Ivy. Oh. It's like the least cool way of doing it.
Are you mimicking Batman?
Sort of fumes getting in your throat.
Because your timing was perfect.
The fumes came out of your TV and up your
See, at no point do
up your nose.
Do they never get into that sort of Joey and Chandler conversation about maybe they could both do it?
It's not gay if it's in a freeway.
Oh my god.
That's what you do, surely.
It's okay if it's in a... Have you heard that song?
No, I haven't, but I'm strangely thinking about the Eiffel Tower again.
It's you know the Lonely Island, the Andy Samberg thing.
Yeah.
He's done a few with Justin Timberlake, and that's the last one he did it with Lady Gaga.
I've never heard that before.
Oh, he did. It's like start off with Dick in a Box, Mother Lover, and then Freeway.
Okay. Is it on an album somewhere or what?
Oh yeah, they're on albums, but it's on YouTube.
Shit's about to get real here.
Okay.
The thing is that somebody went off and both designed and made that.
I know.
Well, exactly.
At no point during that process did anyone go, "This is a really shit idea."
What, the back card?
Yeah.
Well, I imagine it was more of a marketing thing, like, it'll be great because people want them and then we can sell back cards.
Yeah. My dad used to have and he wasn't a fan of the series, but my dad had a James Bond credit card once.
All right.
And I've been looking for it, can't find it. Don't think they do them anymore.
Now, does Mr. Freeze kill people when they freeze or something, or is it just kind
of... from what we're told in the plot, you've got 11 minutes to be unfrozen or you're dead.
So, yes.
So, those people he's just frozen, there's no attempts to save them, so yeah. He's just come in and randomly killed a few people.
It's a bit unnecessary, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I prefer necessary crime. Look at him gurning there. Not literally. Now,
he just like flies over with that.
He kind of looks attracted to her, but he's not. It's all over the fucking place, this.
I do like his digs like Vine Lady, Garden Girl.
And why does Ferrophone not work on him? On the cold, but you're not cold-hearted. You just fell into some chemicals. You're not a lizard.
But he's already in love. His heart belongs to his lady, who's frozen in ice.
Yeah, which doesn't speak volumes for the marriages of the people in that crowd. That they were all bidding hundreds of thousands of dollars for her.
No.
Yeah, but they were already in love. Yeah, but I've been married a while, fuck it.
No, but none of them are actually sort of purposely finding a way to get them back.
All right.
I guess that would, but yeah, you're right.
You're making cold logic of a shit film. Well done.
Yes.
All those spikes on the front just seem totally unnecessary most of the time as well. That door would have given way. You have 11 minutes to thaw these people. Well, actually, no, because they've been frozen about 3 or 4 minutes. Pat Ingle's there with no equipment. Right? he's just there with like a badge and a gun. And they've gone, you've got 11 minutes or they're all dead.
Alright, I need some warm water, people. He's not even rushing either.
What's he going to do?
What water now?
Anyone got a hot water bottle?
Let's turn the radiators up here, shall we?
Now that's where I'd build a statue so everyone could enjoy it. Okay.
Oh, we've got a chase scene now.
Well, after a fashion. Well, because it's all indoors on sets. They don't have big areas to drive over, really. And then we see them drive down that road again later.
Shame doesn't have a rocket to fly out there.
You think he would have brought one in with him? He had one at the museum just in case. Now, Batman's judging this well. He must have driven over these fingers a lot. Now, his timing here would have to be impeccable as well. Because you can just imagine Robin about to make the jump and then falling to his death because the thing fucking cut out on him.
Is it because like that's the longest finger, so that's one likely to get by?
I have no fucking idea.
Oh, Robin screaming. Yeah.
And Frank Drebin going, "Nothing to see here, please."
Nothing to see here, folks.
I love that. Without going back to politics too much, I like that when the election was called and everyone thought Labour would really have their asses handed to them. And there was a gif on Facebook that said, live from Labour Party headquarters, and it was that bit from The Naked Gun where the whole place is blown up and fireworks going off, and he's there going, "Nothing to see here, please."
I just love Naked Gun. I think they're great.
I haven't seen them for a while, and they're a lot of fun. And most of these things aren't as funny when you go back to them, and they are. Like Airplane, which is easily as good, I don't actually like anywhere near as much.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's probably... I think the sense of Airplane is you can sort of stand back from a film fan's point of view and like go, yeah, well, that's technically great. Whereas, you know, if you put on Naked Gun, you're probably going to have a better time with it. I don't know what it is, and maybe it's
he's
just...
front and centre in it as well. He's in it more.
Yeah,
and he was really good.
I think also it's a little bit kind of... a little bit ruder. It didn't hold back on certain things, but it kind of got away because it was just silly anyway.
I mean, the bit in the film where he destroys the office, bingo, and there's a bingo card, and he ends up hanging off the statue, looking like he's going to suck it off as that woman looks at the window. That is funny.
Yeah.
And nice beaver. Was fun.
Of course, you got the montage as well. No, what I really like about that montage bit.
Platoon's the bit that really makes me laugh.
But it's just a bit right at the very end where they like sort of it just ends and then like and then it sort of comes back in and it comes up with like a credit like Beach Boys.
Yeah. The bit I love is like, what a day I've had, or something like that. And they've been to the cinema, they've been to the rodeo, they've run along the beach.
They clothesline someone while doing it.
You think it's like the montage in Majesties where they've got to know each other over a month or something, and it's been like an afternoon.
Oh, the condom gag as well.
Oh, God.
The funny thing is, I never ever laughed at that, and I don't know why. I've got nothing against it. I never found it that funny. The funniest bit in that sketch is where he takes his suit off just by tugging gently on the fucking neck. and not long before that, he said, "Let me slip into something more comfortable," and he puts on a more formal suit. How funny, she's boiling a roast. How hot and wet do you like it? Oh, Bruce has had another lovely memory of his parents' grave, which is right outside the window. Like, put it in the next field over, surely. His mum's rotting corpse is about 15 yards from him.
I mean, it's no real wonder why he wants to dress up and assume fight crime at night. Mm-hmm. Oh, she knows judo.
She doesn't. No, she doesn't. She doesn't say judo chop once during this film.
Judo chop.
We've seen the masters do this.
Seen Roger Moore do this.
The master, exactly.
No, Roger Moore was the master of go oof,
oof.
But he does a lot.
That and the jumping to grab something, and then kicking with both feet. That's Roger Moore's.
Yeah, I was watching Spectre not that long ago, and Daniel did do it in the train fight. I was like, brilliant.
Yeah, no,
I missed that part.
I spotted it. Why did you fall asleep during that bit?
It's about 3 hours long, so I don't blame you.
Yeah. No, when I spotted it when I first initially saw it, I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. There's like a homage to Roger, but also it didn't work either. So.
2 governors in this scene coming up.
Yep. Well, like from Predator as well, aren't they?
Oh, we had a request. We wanted to just point out that obviously we mentioned we agreed between ourselves to do a Roger Moore commentary the following night, and he died the following day. We then did the Batman '66 film, and Adam West died within a week. And I accidentally mentioned, by cocking up what I was trying to say, Bruce Forsyth a couple of weeks ago, and he died today. So we've got a request from Rory Cooper on Facebook. He's just said, please mention James Corden.
Oh.
Happy to help, Rory.
Oh. Yeah, he's not a fan.
I don't mind James Corden at all, but if he dies now, I might fucking wonder what weird powers I've got.
I don't know. I loved him in Gavin and Stacey, but some of the films he does, things he does, I do find him a bit grating.
I think the best thing he's done acting wise was actually in Begin Again. I think beyond that,
that was quite good.
Begin Again.
He was really, really likeable in that. But
I've got nothing against him at all, but it just made me laugh when he asked that. So I'm happy to mention him for you.
Well, he's done well, I guess. Though I'm not a fan of Gavin and Stacey. Though I think that show is really overrated. Really overrated.
I would agree. It had some wonderful moments in it. It did. I mean, I could edit together 20 minutes of its entire run that I would go, that's really good.
Yeah.
But that's about it. I think the part of the problem is I didn't really like Gavin or Stacey. And the mother was fucking annoying as well, even though I think Alison, whatever,
I think that was the point.
Talented. Yeah, I know, but there's a thin line between that being a funny sort of character thing and it actually just being irritating.
So I really enjoyed it. I think it's probably one of the best comedies of the last 10, 20 years or something.
You might be right, Becca. It's just
it's the sad state of what comedies have been out, but
well, that's it. So
I
just thought it was really funny. I mean, it started off a little bit.
I've got nothing against it at all. Of the last? Oh, what? Since Gavin and Stacey? No, it was about 10 years ago.
About 10 years, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's kind of late 2000s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So.
Where was IT Crowd?
Sorry?
Well, I'd say IT Crowd's better than Gavin.
Oh, IT, yeah, I would say
IT Crowd's so funny, but then I love Graham Linehan anyway. Anything that he does, like Father Ted.
Father Ted is still there.
It's just absolute genius.
Work, but yeah.
Anything that he does, I quite happily watch. Black Books as well.
I've enjoyed anything Alan Partridge related.
Yeah, sort of Steve Coogan, Rob Brydon, Graham Linehan definitely.
Larry David, Curb Enthusiasm.
Larry David, yeah.
New series.
Curb Enthusiasm is fantastic, and I quite like Seinfeld.
I've just got into that. It's taken me enough. It's taken me long enough.
Seinfeld wasn't big in this country because, unlike Friends, for example, which was owned by Channel 4, BBC bought it and they stuck it on BBC Two at 11:35 at night.
Yeah, graveyard shift.
So hardly anyone really knows Seinfeld. Apart from
it was real cult over here,
wasn't it? It wasn't a big thing.
No.
Curb Your Enthusiasm probably was even smaller in some respects, but it was owned by Channel 4 and scheduled better.
Because it's been online, it's got really popular.
I like both, but Curb Your Enthusiasm walks all over Seinfeld. It's far, far better.
I agree. There's something about... I wouldn't have... No.
I don't know. I would say without Seinfeld, though, I don't think we'd have a lot of the sort of the comedies that we have now.
Not.
Yeah, but the point with Curb Your Enthusiasm is he had to make his name to be able to play that version of himself. So Seinfeld is a precursor, but they're very, very different shows.
Yeah, I mean, I never got on with Seinfeld. I don't think it's... I don't think it's like humour. I've seen it a few times, and I don't think it's really sort of translated to me, but I'll never badmouth it because I know it has a lot of fans, so I think it's just a taste
I did watch
to me
a few years ago, and I liked all of it, apart from the very last series. Larry David leaves after about 6 or 7 seasons, and they do 9 in total, so the last couple aren't him. But 8 I like, and 9 I really didn't like. But I enjoyed most of the run, and there's 2 or 3 episodes that are absolutely outstanding. But I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. I just think it's better, full stop.
Yeah.
Even though you're not really measuring apples and apples, they are different. But
it's a weird. That's that weird. Can we say it's a bit more it's like Spinal Tappy kind of?
Yeah, it's the same thing that it's the same type of humour that produced Spinal Tap, and Ricky Gervais was very influenced by that. So it's not unlike The Office and things like that. You're watching things unfold in real time. Partly, it's what it does
all improvised as well. It's all improvised.
Yeah, they've got a plot point and they know what information they need to get through in a scene. But other than that, they're making it up as they go along, and that could fall flat on its face, but it doesn't.
It just falls organic, really. You just sort of got like people like Ted Danson.
That's different from something like The Office because that was always scripted.
Yeah,
but the Ted Danson stuff in that's really good. Didn't fall off any chairs. But,
not yet, but we've got season 9.
Not yet, but he might come back. They were pally. The two best seasons of it for me were I really liked the season where he invested in a restaurant, season 3. And I like the one where he was in the producers, and I think that's season 4.
Oh yeah, because you have Ben Stiller and Ross and Friends. I forgot his name. David Schwimmer, and he both got them like sort of interchanged because obviously he just offends both of them.
Yeah,
and
I like all that.
Yeah.
7 was okay. I mean, it's not as good as when he was married. I liked Cheryl in it, Cheryl Hines, who played his wife.
Yeah.
Who I think was called Cheryl in the show as well. But anyway, yeah. His wife, I preferred that dynamic. So I haven't liked it as much since they split. But I have to say, the whole Seinfeld reunion stuff was quite good.
Yeah. I think there's not the season that's already been when they're in New York. The season before that was a really solid season. The episode always stands out was like the golf one about the swan. That always stands out to me. That one. But
I had it all at some point. I need to get it again.
Yeah. Notice how we actually talk about something good rather than watching the film.
Yeah, we'll come back to it. Coolio. I hate this. I mean, the film's bad anyway, but I've never understood all this neon lighting bollocks and smoke, and it looks awful. It just looks awful. And it looked awful in 97. It's not even that it's dated. It arrived dated.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to trace back to like how it would have been. Bear in mind, I would have been a lot younger by then. But yeah, I think the bubble burst. It just looks naff, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, this is the same year. Just to pick an average actioner from the year. This is the same year as like Con Air and Air Force One.
Face Off.
Face Off, I think, might have been the following year.
Yeah, it's that
but
kind of era.
We're in that era. And they are films you could put on now, and I don't think would look really, really wildly dated.
No. Well, there's a decent watching... You know, you can easily watch them, can't you, and be insane. You know, go, okay, that's so 90s. It still works. It doesn't matter, really. I mean, well, for me, it doesn't matter if it...
I mean, a lot of 90s stuff has dated, but this is just... looked shit at the time. It really did. This is the same year as Titanic, The Lost World, Men in Black, Tomorrow Never Dies.
So many better film.
I think Men in Black's probably a bit overrated, I think.
I'd probably go along with that, but it was
It's
all
good
right.
fun.
Yeah, it's not a bad film, don't worry wrong. But
it actually became like iconic before it even turned up because they were doing all the posters for months, the two of them in black.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And when it actually turned up, I just remember being a bit disappointed.
I guess also there's also the thing of like after Will Smith doing Independence Day, is that Will Smith thing to fight aliens every summer, like.
And of course, the best film of 1997, L.A. Confidential.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
L.A. Confidential is the best film.
No, that was a brilliant film.
Oh no! Well, if L.A. Confidential 97, then Face Off definitely was. That came out in the same month over here.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're at the same sort of time, weren't they?
I'm just looking it up now.
Face Off is definitely
I'm looking. Hang on a minute. I'm looking at the Oscars now, and there's no Face Off mentioned.
Oh, shocking.
Well, I don't think it was nominated, Dave.
Bollocks.
Actually, if you watch Face Off now, it doesn't work as well.
I actually didn't like it.
Oh.
Grosse Point Blank was this year.
Oh.
Yeah, I love.
That's a good film.
That's great.
That's a good film.
Austin Powers.
That's one of my favourite. Yeah. Tomorrow Never Dies.
There's plenty of films from this year that, yes, they're of their era, but they haven't dated horribly. Air Force One, yeah.
Get off my plane.
The Devil's
I've seen
Advocate's dated quite a lot.
Yeah, but
That's
you
a
still
really good
enjoy
film,
that,
though, isn't
can't you?
What did you just say? Air Force One. I've only seen it once. I really liked it though.
I don't think I've seen it, no.
It's more a Chris film than a Dave film, but I liked it.
Mm.
It's very 90s like I would say political actioner, but it's not really that political.
No.
It's just more of a setting.
90s actioner.
But
I bought him more doing action than I did the guy in fucking Independence Day going, "I'll fucking lead the fleet." Fucking hate that film. Oh, and obviously the most timeless film of the year, An American Werewolf in Paris.
of
Oh
course.
yeah.
Worst effects ever. Look at the effects in this though, bloody awful.
Yeah,
It's a bit shit.
bungee jumping off the Eiffel Tower, which I think when it came out, everyone thought that will fucking work.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if Mayday
yeah.
can do it.
No, yeah,
not that I doubted you, Chris, but you're absolutely right. June the 27th, 1997. Face Off. Always thought that was the 90th.
My birthday, 97.
Yeah. See, it came out in June in the States, did it?
Yeah, that'll be the States, won't it? Yeah.
It came out in November. See, this is how our time differences were in terms of how American films were released.
We
Take
get
like
it
6 months or so,
occasionally
doesn't
now,
it?
but nowhere near as much. We're normally like within a week or so.
Yeah.
The only time it really gets thrown off is when we have like the football World Cup here, or something like that. That like in America you'll have like a Pixar film or Madagascar or something like that come out in like June, and we get it in like October, but that's kind of rare.
Yeah, it's almost kind of stupid to do it that.
Logan Lucky's just coming out in the States. We're getting it next week, and that's more along the lines of the differences now.
Yeah, I think the time gaps are getting shorter and shorter, aren't they?
They're quite often worldwide now. I think it really does depend because it fights piracy.
Well, I think between like when Bond comes out, I think it'll be like a week or something, a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah, Chris knows his. Yeah, we get it first then.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it's even like a big major film like that. The time gap
Chris
is
knows his shit, right? UK Face Off 7th of November.
Because I particularly remember it because I was really wanting to watch it, and it was like I was like remember reading all the reviews, so I knew exactly around the time, and I knew it was like sort of late autumn, winter time, you know, Christmas around the corner.
I don't think I've ever warmed to John Woo, because that was a film that got a lot of hype around it, and people who, it's a different set of people now because I largely know different people, but people whose opinion I respected at the time loved it. And I watched it on video probably in 98 thinking about it, and just never liked it. Now, we know I'm not the biggest action guy in the world, but I've just sat here and praised like fucking Air Force One. I'm not anti that at all. I just didn't like. I don't think I like John Woo. I think that's the bottom line.
Have you seen his?
There's the big caveat, because I know what you're about to say. I've only seen his English language stuff.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking that. I mean, I think his style fits more his Hong Kong stuff. Really, it's like so. It's kind of, I think it's kind of comes down to that. Plus, also got the studio element. I think with
I mean, he came over, not here, but America. He came to the West with a reputation, churned out a load of films. Some of them quite big budget, like the second Mission Impossible film, and I've not liked any of them.
Yeah, he's not been well served. It's not. The frustrating thing is, it's not because he couldn't. It's not possible. I mean, he knows his stuff, particularly in how he conducts his action scenes. It's just not been given like necessarily the right project. I think Face Off was a good shout. I think everyone really enjoyed it because it had John Travolta and
I'm in
Nick
a minority
Cage.
on that. I think it's a divisive film. I think it's a film you can quite understandably dislike, but I've met more people that like it than don't.
Yeah, it comes across as quite naff and cheesy now. A lot of times when you think
That's kind of how I saw it at the time.
yeah.
But I've only ever seen it once, and I'm never definitive on a film after one watching. If I'm sitting here telling you what I thought then, and it's not positive, but I've not seen it in like 17, 18 years probably.
I mean, I think also the premise is stupid now, especially as like technology moves forward. You think, oh come on, that's just fucking dumb. I think.
Cage and Travolta are too far apart in build as well.
Yeah, and it was just one of the things that kind of made me laugh was like they just kind of like when it's going to do the plastic surgery bit. It's like, oh, we'll just reduce the love handles, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, like people pay good money just for fucking that alone. Just
that'll do. I'll come out the same.
Yeah,
I've changed my mind. I don't want to do this plan now, but take the love handles off by all means.
Yeah, but yeah, it comes across a bit corny and dumb. But I think it would have worked better if it played the science fiction card a bit more. Like if it was like in
There's
the future.
even back to this film for a second. There's even a really comedic wipe there, a laundry service that delivers and a wipe.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a very Star Wars thing, isn't it?
It is, but it's never that cheesy in Star Wars, is it? It looks all right in Star Wars. Oh no, I need to steal a diamond fast. I'll help you grab your rocks.
Why, thank you.
I just remember that from one of our reviews of Bond, when we were talking about the white dove not fingered, and then you pour it on your rocks.
But yeah, just quickly to John Woo, I think his probably his best film is probably Hard Target. That's probably the best US film he's done.
Yeah.
Which was nearly done by Sam Raimi, because I think if they were trying to get him over, and I think in order to persuade the studio, because Quentin Tarantino really was driving force behind it. Sam Raimi was as well, so he sort of said, "Well, you know what? If it doesn't work, I'll do it." So it could have been Sam Raimi could directed Hard Target. That would have been a bit
okay. All right.
So had they not agreed to get John Woo over, but yeah, no, that's a bat fact for me.
We mentioned it during the review, but just to mention again, Bane here is played by Jeep Swanson, who was like a wrestler who was about 400 pounds in weight, and he died of heart failure 2 months after this film was released.
I love when you just that's a fall that will kill anyone, regardless of where you land.
Crunch.
It's like, oh no, just there's water down there. No, that will kill you.
A gentleman does not discover his ailments is not civilized. I hope I've taught you to die in silence, Master Bruce.
Stiff upper lip. What?
Yeah, which is just a stupid fucking attitude. Men die because of that attitude. Do you know what I mean? There's a warmth to Clooney in these scenes. I will say that. I quite like his scenes with Alfred. They're not always brilliantly written, but he's quite good.
He's playing I say mature, but if you know what I mean, like an older Batman who's kind of softened a little bit.
Yeah. No, I'll go along with that. Well, certainly a Bruce Wayne anyway. Their CCTV cameras are fucking perfect, aren't they? Look.
I know.
Fantastic.
Although, had it been at some really obscure angle,
I'm sorry. That whole shot of them, like how they move, that is so Adam West Batman. Yeah. So Adam West. Even that.
It is.
Inspired.
No one's embarrassed the commissioner at this point by going, by the way, those people I led you to defrost. What did you do? I think it got sorted. Yeah. Bad jokes here as well. Don't they say something about our stems and buds? Great stems and buds too. They mean her legs and tits, you know.
I wonder if there's actual ice cream there.
So much we're loving this film. Chris is going, I could really have an ice cream now. What do you think?
And frozen pizzas.
Pizzas.
Frozen pizzas.
Yeah. I love it's all programmed in. What's that in case he forgets? I mean, it's literally just a chamber to keep her alive in, yeah?
Yeah.
Does he need to display just to go... does he go in there to spend private time with his wife and go, what's the disease she's got again? Hang on. It's like, oh, and I've cured that one. Right, okay, brilliant.
I'm no match for the bad bird. Oh, Pepe the Pooh action.
I know. I still like Pepe Le Pew, despite it being really fucking rapey. No,
It was quite rapey, wasn't it?
I can't remember much about it.
well, basically, some other
He was falling in love
creature
with like a
would
female.
accidentally get covered in paint at the start, so she looked like a skunk, and then he'd run over and like try and romance her.
Try and
But of
rape her,
course,
basically.
he's stinking, and that's the whole episode. He's like trying to cuddle and kiss.
Yeah, it is pretty
to
much.
get away from him.
It is pretty much that every time. It's
Pretty
like
enough. It doesn't get talked about a lot now. You know, you don't get like parents going, "Oh, I love showing my kid Peppy Le Pew."
No, it's fallen out of fashion, really, hasn't it?
Racing. Yeah.
he was never like the popular one anyway. Everyone was just like waiting for Bugs Bunny
No.
or someone.
Yeah, no.
Or Duck. DuckTales
Yeah.
made a comeback.
I mean, to be honest, even Porky Pig, no one really give a shit about. Really, I don't think.
Roadrunner was always my favourite.
Oh yeah, Roadrunner.
Could watch hours of that.
And that was just casual violence. That was just
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it was just casual
Yeah,
acne.
but casual
from falling.
violence is still cool, Chris.
okay.
Oh, oh, oh. I love the fact they sort of hyperventilate.
I hope that rubber conceals the boner.
Conceal something.
Yeah, but your cock would hurt. There's got to be a bit of give in it, surely.
Yeah. The cock shop's there for a reason.
I mean, I don't wear jeans much anymore for that very reason. This is constant action, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're taking turns to lie down.
Yeah, I was just thinking, why is he still lying down? Why is he not getting up and doing anything?
Why is Ivy still fucking talking? Shut up, woman. Now, every time it cuts to that, I always think Pat Ingle's doing press-ups. What's the connection to doing press-ups? Oh, I see.
Well, he's cheating. He's got on his knees.
Yeah. You had 11 minutes to defrost these people. I was busy. I was working out.
Oh, that was quick recovery. Oh, right, fine.
You get the impression the editors just didn't care. They were like, oh, whatever. Just plug it together.
Well, I think it shows in the whole film because, like, even though this is campy nonsense, it's not like as anywhere near as fun as it should be. It's like
we should be laughing at this more than we are. I mean, we're laughing at it tonight, but I don't find this film an awful lot of fun.
Yeah.
Whereas Superman 4 is so incompetent, I just laugh at it.
Well, that's just it. It just feels really, really.
It's not funny. The 66 film, I mean, I have problems with that, to be honest with you, because I do tune out for like 10 minutes at a time. But every now and again in that 60s version of Batman, there'll be like, there'll be a couple of minutes that I think are just brilliant and really funny. And it's enough that I look back on it then quite fondly.
Yeah, and in terms of like a ratio to that kind of thing, like, okay, well, I had more laughs from that than most films anyway, so.
Yeah. What the fuck? Everywhere they go, there's like fucking open tins of Dulux.
Still haven't finished painting.
That, to be fair, that would piss you off, wouldn't it?
It would. But you got to go all the way back and wash all that off now. All this banter is bullshit. I'm going solo. I'm going home for a Han Solo.
I'm going home to have a shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Commissioner's pissed because, you know, Batman didn't do the job that he should be doing.
Yeah. That is not a very robust system, is it? That you can just gently kick it and that's it, she's dead.
She's gone.
No,
She's dead. Oh, she's not dead.
She's not dead.
no, not yet.
I've been listening to the David Brent album way too much.
That's actually a good album.
It's just a bit. It sounds a bit gay. It's not gay. Well, no, well, in the video, I'll have like a picture. Like, never mind.
Yeah, no, it's in the lyrics, isn't it? Free Love Freeway, and he said, I must have had about 1,000 women. He said, but none of them were you. And it's like, who's he saying that to? And he's like, no, I'll have a picture. And there's a pause before he goes back into the chorus.
Yeah.
So it just leaves you just enough time to go, what do you mean by that? Go on, close your eyes and sit there. Yeah, there you go.
Is your favourite still Gypsy Lady, or have you?
Oh, I love that song and video. It's brilliant. But I do like I do like Life on the Road as well. Hard Shoulder, Coffee Holder.
That's gonna be my favourite.
I just love the epicness of Slough.
Yeah. It's in the first sentence he's referencing Tesco Express. You can't really imagine doing that song in your US sport, could you?
You really can't.
I can't imagine like Johnny Cash plays San Quentin and he's singing about Tesco Express. Okay, now just out of nowhere, he's decided to freeze the entire city, and he's got a globe that helps him make his point within reach. Now, how do their plans line up? She's like,
yeah, you freeze the world, kill everyone, and then after that, I'll make plants everywhere.
Firstly, it will probably kill her plants, and you know what she's like about fucking Audrey 2 there. But also, what does freeze think?
How realistic does that look, by the way?
He's going to freeze it. It just reminds me of Audrey 2. I think Steve Martin should do some dental work. But afterwards, it's going to be warmed up, surely, for her to be able to plan. So is Freeze going to suddenly want it tropical? I don't think these are a natural pairing at all.
No. I mean, yeah.
Christ, he's going downhill fast. He was working that afternoon.
Oh, he's just sleeping.
Oh, no. Right, okay. It's stage 1 of McGregor syndrome. Now, hang on a minute. Bruce said to him a while ago, I'll get you the best doctors. I've seen the best doctors. Okay, well, it wasn't even diagnosed. And now it's been diagnosed by a GP just having a chat with him. Wouldn't you need, like, blood work and scans and shit? That's handy. Free's wife's had it. Now, I can't remember why they've got the tuxes on. Do they go somewhere now? Or did you just put on a tux to discuss McGregor syndrome?
Probably. He's always in a tux, isn't he? So.
Oh, they're still fucking arguing about. They go back to that too many times. I know. The point is she's supposed to have clouded their minds, but it's like soap opera level fucking arguments.
Mm. It's like you just want a horse to yourself, don't you?
The gold standard for that is still that fucking Fantastic Four film where they were going to get married, and she's all upset because he cancelled it to save the world.
Yeah.
like we're supposed to go, you fucking idiot. She had her dress ready and everything.
I don't think I've sat and watched those films properly.
No, this is not what I see.
No.
What I love about
the new Fantastic Four film is.
Oh god, that's fucking awful. Really bad that was. That wears the scars of epic problems during the making. You can tell. But and it killed Josh Trank's career. But I think
he
killed it.
What happened to him?
I think
he got off Twitter. That was it. Lucasfilm let him go because he was just such a loose cannon.
Yeah.
Too young, too much, too soon. And the thing is, he'd made whatever that film was called for about 13 million.
Oh, Chronicle.
And then he was suddenly given a huge budget. he wasn't ready for it. He just wasn't ready. And then he gobbed off on Twitter. And you just don't do that. That just killed his career.
Nasty. He was like in the hot seat for a while, wasn't he? He was kind of.
Yeah, I think he was going to do the Han Solo film to start with.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that Fantastic Four film, because I didn't like Chronicle either, really.
Yeah, that tanked.
Did you not?
When I say I walked out of it, but when I say I walked out of it, I didn't walk out in disgust, right? I needed the loo or something.
Sorry.
And then I thought,
right, have a shit, then collect my thoughts.
I came here for a piss, but I'd actually prefer a dump now. And then I thought, might as well have a wank. Well, no, I didn't. Right? I needed the loo or something, but I thought, I'm thirsty, so I went and bought a drink. And I was stood out, like, ordering the drink, or about to order the drink, and I got talking to, like, the person behind the counter. And after about 10 minutes of chatting and not missing this film at all, I went, I might as well go home, you know? And that was it. I was a bit bored by it. It was another found footage film, and that had been done.
So you didn't sit through it all then?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, so I'm not really qualified to speak, but all I know is I got up after an hour or so to go and do something else for about a minute, and ended up like chatting to someone, not really being that bothered about the film, and just eventually going, fuck it, I'm going home.
Yeah.
And his Fantastic Four film was fucking awful.
It just seemed a bit of a mess, this Fantastic Four film. I didn't have too much of a problem with it for the most part. It was only towards the end where it just felt really, okay, this feels really disjointed now.
That looked like a load of reshoots, didn't it?
Yeah. But again, it's one of those things where, like, a troubled production, which I think happens more often than we think. And I think that's why we get a lot of Hollywood films which are kind of a bit meh. Or a bit just like... Because it happened with Rogue One, really, didn't it? Rogue One, like, had reshoots.
Rogue One was largely reshot, yeah.
And it kind of... I feel it... Well, I don't know. I don't know what was originally intended or what actually happened. But I felt like anything of interest that would have made it, like, particularly stand out... would have made it actually stand out. And
it's got a really good third act, that film. The rest of it...
It does. Is
I found that when I watched it a couple of times before I even started remembering any of the characters' names, beyond ones we'd either seen before or like her. I remembered her name. And that wasn't the greatest of signs. Whatever the pluses and minuses of The Force Awakens, the characters made a much stronger impression on me. Rogue One's okay. I've got no problems with it majorly, but my best viewing of it was my first viewing of it. I'm not desperate to watch it again, particularly. But the difference there is, like, Gareth Edwards, I think it was, made it. I think I've got the name right.
Yeah.
And they called in Tony Gilroy to do a lot of reshoots and editing and stuff. But Gareth Edwards was very much a team player, and he hasn't sabotaged his own career by mouthing off. The similar situation on Fantastic Four, and Josh Trank absolutely flushed his career down the toilet.
Well, I think he went off the rails, didn't he?
Yeah.
But I don't honestly know what happened there.
But like, I'm not knocking Chronicle because I know a lot of people didn't like it. Liked it rather, but I wasn't fussed, and I didn't like his Fantastic Four film, so I actually don't really give a shit if he works again.
I did think I saw Fantastic Four. It was a bit terrible. It got panned, as far as I gather. Chronicle was alright, I think.
Yeah, no, a lot of people like Chronicle, and that's fine, you know. But
then you see, like, Dane DeHaan in that film, he's really good. But then
I have walked out of a couple of films in my life where I've gone, fuck this, and left. This wasn't a fuck this. This was a go to do something, get distracted, and then realise you didn't really care about the film anyway.
What was the two that you thought, fuck this?
I walked out of the animated Star Wars films, the Clone Wars film.
Okay, I didn't even know that got a screening, but okay.
Yeah, it did.
No, me neither.
There's a stitching together of the first 3 episodes. It came out in about 2008.
Oh, right. So you already seen it and thought, what
no, I'd not seen it. But I thought I'll go along because it's still Star Wars. I wasn't expecting it to be good because it was Lucasfilm when Lucas was still involved, and it was really, really bad. And the other one I walked out of is, I'm sure, not a bad film, and it might even have been just the sound mix, but I walked out with a True Grit remake.
Okay.
Because I'm sure it's a very good film, but I wasn't really enjoying it that much, as beautiful as it was. And I genuinely couldn't understand a fucking word Rooster Cogburn said.
Yeah.
And after a few scenes... But again, I wasn't disgusted.
It was basically Bane.
It's just one of those where maybe you go when you're a bit tired or didn't sleep very well or whatever. Yeah. And it would have been like late morning or early afternoon or something like that. And I'm sat watching this film and I'm not that engaged anyway. And all of us, and I'm having scene after scene of what the fuck's he saying. And I just went, oh, fuck it, and just left.
Bruce is getting a little bit...
I don't know, it's Pierce Brosnan syndrome. He's got like a corpse. There's a corpse on the horizon.
He's giving Alfred the fuck me eyes.
A bit bros. Recently announced he's going to do Mamma Mia 2. Looking forward to that.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm not even seen Mamma Mia, but fucking hell.
Oh, you got to see it. You got to see it.
I have seen it.
No, it's not. No, I don't.
It's a woman's film. I don't mean to sound sexist.
A woman's film?
Yeah, but it's like Dirty Dancing. I've barely met a man in my life, a straight man, who's liked it. And yet women love it. And you just think, well, there's a film that just speaks to the two genders in different ways. Yeah. And Mamma Mia's a bit like that. But it was alright.
What the fuck is all them pictures going down the...
Well, when you get... Every time they go into their Batman file on the computer, they need a quick montage of images. Why would he go into that? You've got the Batcave and the Batcomputer down there. Does he just use it for a bit of reminiscing? He pours himself a brandy and goes, this Batman thing's brilliant, isn't it? I'm going to have a look. Mm.
But yeah, just touch upon Chronicle. Yeah, it's basically like it's a decent found footage film.
It's a found footage.
It's one of the good ones in terms of like, all right, this has been kind of knocked around a bit, but this one kind of works better.
It is. I wasn't hating it at all. Yeah.
But it's basically a superhero boy version of Kerry, principally. So that's basically what you missed if you not.
Yeah, for everything I've just said, it's worth a look.
Yeah.
It is unlike any other found footage film you'd seen. But having said that, by the time it came out, I was sick to death of found footage films. I
think that genre had pretty much been done to death.
Oh,
it was by that time. So you think, oh god, another one, because it came out of nowhere. But there's this. I think it was the fact that it came out at the right time and it came out of nowhere, and it was like, oh well. I think it's one thing everyone expected it to be shit, and it turned out like, actually no, this is actually pretty decent. I think it had that going for it.
When you get a film like that, it's less about the film itself and more about the promise it shows for a new directorial voice.
Mm.
And you think, well, I'd love to see what this guy does with a decent budget. Well, that question's been resoundingly fucking answered.
Yeah, but it could be a good director. It's probably a good director, and it's just maybe like.
But I think there's a temperamental problem there. You know, because he fell out with a lot of the actors. He was losing his temper on the set. We've heard a lot of stories about what happened on that set. And eventually, you know, there's something temperamentally that makes him fundamentally unsuited to it, whatever his talent level is. But I'm speaking to the age he was when all this happened. That's not to say he won't mature, change, or whatever else was going on in his life. I don't really want to badmouth the guy particularly, but Chronicle was more... Most people liked Chronicle more than I did. And I thought it's Fantastic Four film was dreadful. And if he was that pissed off with it, Alan Smithy it. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Take your fucking name off it. His name is still on it. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a Josh Trank film and it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like Max Landis came out better out of Chronicle, really, because it's more rather the script rather than the direction, because direction is kind of found footage. So he kind of...
Do you know what? The one thing Chronicle had that made me think he was a very special talent.
What?
And it's a tiny little thing. You see them fly at one point, and a plane goes past them. But you really get a feel for the turbulence of flying at that height in air. It's very blustery and stuff like that, and no other film has ever shown me that in flying effects.
That's true.
I thought that was actually the one bit of the film.
In terms of like sort of every like shouting and not being able to.
Yeah, exactly. You are up in really turbulent air. Then a plane nearly misses them, hits them rather, near miss. Sorry. And it's the one bit of the film I looked at. And it wasn't that long before I ended up leaving, but I remember looking at it and thinking that's really quite clever and well thought out. But this bit makes me laugh. Uncle Alfred, it's me, Barbara. And he's programmed his brain algorithms, because butlers are good at that. Stop typing, whoever's doing that.
Not me.
Nope.
Okay. Nope, it's Becca. So we can.
Is it? Who's that? Who's that? You know, in the 80s, you had the kind of MTV kind of computer guy.
Headroom.
That's
it's
it.
Yes. Yeah. You see him in Back to the Future 2, sort of parodied. Well, it's actually
Bat boobs, bat bum,
bat boobs. But he knows her size from his brain algorithms. I thought you might ask to be a superhero, so I built this just in case. This leather thing with boobs. It's deeply dodgy.
The Bat Bike.
Yeah. This is just shit. I just hate the colour scheme in these films.
Well, it just looks blatantly like a set, really.
It really is. Yeah, it's like not nowhere natural, really. Obviously it's very comic booky, very cartoonish. Lots of garish colours.
Yeah.
And that is Audrey.
I just don't know how you can make ice and plants in a film, and none of it looks like plants or ice.
It all looks so fake.
Yeah. Now, she's in that, quite comfortably residing, and she kind of gets eaten by it in a minute, which is weird. And what made him put, like, lip condoms on?
I think that's quite cool, like wax lips. I think that's...
Yes, but it's
very Bondian, isn't it? I think
it's the worst.
Why would you walk across that? Why don't you just walk around it?
Walk around it.
Ridiculous for plot reasons.
But yeah, so she kisses him. You can see his lips are all like
rubber lips.
Yeah, but the line is
lip
terrible.
balm.
The line's terrible. Rubber lips are immune to your charms. That don't even make fucking sense. So if you kiss her, you die. What happens if she sucks you off? Becca? Thoughts? I tell you what, it's grabbing our attention though. We're going quiet and watching it, aren't we?
I was just thinking, like, what if she just pecks you on the cheek?
Oh yeah, all she's got to do now is just quickly grab him.
It's not like it's, you know, it's a bit. She needs tongue action or anything. It's literally talking like a peck on the lips.
On the lips, yeah. We could go a long way with this conversation.
So is a venom only like go through other lips? Is that how it only works? I don't know.
I've no idea, right? But what I love here is he's turned upside down and climbed up there. Oh no, it isn't. It's later with Batgirl, isn't it? It's in a minute. She gets filmed perfectly. No, she gets filmed by Bruce because Bruce shows it to Freeze later. So this bit where she admits what's done is being filmed from several feet up by an upside down Batman, and it will play as the perfect TV angle later.
By the way, great line. You're about to come compost.
Compost. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it in the United States, folks, but it's not. It's compost here.
Compost here, innit?
That was uncanny, Becca. I thought that was me. I thought you just recorded me and played me back.
So who did that?
What's going on with her hair there, look?
It looks a mess.
Do you reckon Uma Thurman knew she was in a piece of shit, so I thought, alright, fuck it, I might as well.
I
Just
don't
be
know.
awful.
I mean, I can't imagine anyone wandering around this, dressed like that, thinking this is going to be good. I don't know. But then you got no excuse. Batman Forever weren't that great. It's not as bad as this, but at least you've seen what you're going to be getting stylistically. Now, why is that dangerous now, that big rubber fucking prop thing that's just closed around her?
Reasons.
I don't know. Lucky he took his back gardening equipment. And you are. I love this. You are. She says who she is. Then, look, it's me, Barbara. Fuck, I wouldn't have known, would you? What a fucking disguise. I think they've got to get there as soon as possible. What they mustn't do is whip back for a change of clothes and to get some new toy ideas.
He's probably got on the boot of the Batmobile.
What I knew, what? Yeah, but not only the new outfit, they've got like new vehicles as well.
Oh, do they? Oh, sorry, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, they all drive in on new vehicles. They've all got their own vehicles.
Let's kick some ice.
Becca, what'd you say?
Nice to see you.
I
I think Kick Some Ice is better though.
But it's just we've spent weeks going, no, Becca, it's not in the film, no, Becca, and then the next week she says it again, and we're like, no, Becca. And now this week we're going, go on, Becca, do that line, go on, Becca, do it again, go on.
Nice to see you.
They freeze a dog having a piss here, don't they?
Yeah.
Ah.
Quite funny.
There you go.
So everyone's got like 11 minutes for the or die.
It's got conflated in my memory, though, because in this film, he freezes the city and a dog gets frozen. And in my memory, a dog gets killed by a nuclear bomb whilst having a piss in Terminator 2. I think I've just got the two things completely mixed up. Can you imagine that as a little bit in that really harrowing out and deleted scene? Dog having a piss. Here we go. That doesn't look like
at least at least your last thoughts would be relief.
Yeah, I guess. That never looked like a road at all. It's like, well, it doesn't look like a road that's been frozen. It just looks like a soundstage. We have 11 minutes. What's she put on now? It's fucking weird.
It's a bat helmet.
And also, you can tell these vehicles either can't go very fast or aren't allowed to. And they disguise it quite well in some films. I remember reading something about the Bourne Ultimatum, where they had the car chase in like New York or something. At no point could the cars go over like 30 or 35 miles an hour. But with editing, you can, and speeding it up and various different things, you can make it look a lot faster. And in this film, they're clearly crawling down the road at 5 miles an hour, and they've done nothing to disguise it at all. That's a little quicker, but yeah. I think that's a model, though. Now, what's Bane's usefulness here?
Stand there, look aggressive.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Now,
I don't know. Which really sounds daft when considering it's stuck behind Arnie.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense when it's Poison Ivy, but when it's like...
I always thought that was there's so much white on that. I think it's supposed to be something to do with the in-story explanation should be it's something to do with resistance to ice or snow or something like that. But we're never told that. They just randomly turn up.
It's a little bit white out almost.
New matching kit. I remember thinking there was a problem when we saw publicity stills of the three of them wearing that. Not from on set, like a photographic session. It was just like, yeah, that doesn't look good. Sunrise isn't. It's morning in the Congo.
God.
They're drinking on bongo.
I was going to say that. Classic childhood.
I like bongo.
You can still buy it, can't you? I think.
Can you still get bongo?
I'm sure I've seen it in like Aldi or Lidl or
If you
other discount supermarkets.
bongo recently, email us at expectustotalk@gmail.com.
Especially if you drank it in the Congo.
Did you drink commonly available UK products in the Congo? Email us.
Talk@gmail.com. Or tweet us at Expect Us to Talk.
These things aren't time limited. If you wanted to bang Sally Field, you're still welcome to tell us about it.
Actually, I haven't checked our email account in a long time. So I don't know if we've had any genuine
God, we've probably
emails.
got floods of emails.
Yeah.
Or if we still get ones from Nigerian princes saying, send me your credit card details.
We've never had one of those.
I've had a lot of monies.
I'd love to have one. Send me your credit card details.
I always think, like, if you're going to send spam, like, disguise the fact that it's not a real email address better. Because if I get a letter, or an email, sorry, offering me hot sex tonight, I'm not going to think it's real if it's from either info@currys.co.uk or it's from my own email address.
Oh.
Because they
Have you ever had spam email that's from you then?
Yeah, supposedly.
Oh.
I don't know how
No,
that
I mean
works.
received by you.
You go to block the address of what's in spam, and one of the addresses listed is my own. And you think, well, I'm hardly going to write to myself to see if I can get
You want
hot
hot
sex.
sex.
Trust me, I'm quite an easy lay. I managed to get myself into bed whenever I want. Look at that for an effect.
Excuse me, eating a satsuma.
We didn't know you were eating a satsuma, but thanks for pointing it out.
Did you hear me? This is your fruit corn.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
So, Chris, tell us about satsumas in cinema.
Well, I don't know.
I'm sure-
It's a funny thing because I can never tell whether really clementines or just really small oranges.
The history of satsumas is long and interesting.
Or tangerine.
But that makes it easy to double one fruit for another fruit
It does.
a poor hard. For example, if you're doing pickup or reshoots, you can probably roughly match in a different season because they look similar.
Yeah, if you're not
Just-
of one, you can always use
Just cast
the
a
other.
smaller stuntman if it's clementines. If you did your original film with really big oranges, cast Deep Roy. give him a clementine. He'll look alright. Yeah, the big showdown was like one punch. That's it. Ooh, 11:56. You all right down there? No.
You know what? Originally, I always thought this film was like about 90 minutes. It really isn't, is it?
Long film. No, it's way too long. But he's got access to Icarus. It is the same. It is
Hope
the same plot devices.
Hope Toby Stevens is okay with it.
I'm guessing, but I suspect he might sneer. It looks terrible, doesn't it? And I just love whatever level of heat he applies to anything is perfect all the way through the film.
Yeah, it's just fine, isn't it? Just like, no,
Like, Batman barbecues the fucking city.
See, now you know that you're in a bad film where you clearly see the bombs were wanted, and you do forget about the bombs, and then part of you just doesn't care. You just go... In most films, you go like, oh shit, I forgot about those, or in the back of your mind you have them like somewhere going, oh, but what about the bombs? What about the bombs? Here you just go like,
oh yeah,
oh, did he have bombs? I can't remember now. All right.
We've got people like Ken going, I had to do a double check on Bruce Forsyth earlier. It's like that no one knows who he is when they're not from this country.
Oh. Yeah, I'm surprised that Brucey isn't more kind of known abroad, considering like he's of that generation that, you know, Sammy Davis Jr. and
I can't imagine him being.
I can't see him in the Rat Pack.
I was reading about him, and apparently Sammy Davis Jr. like really rated Forsyth as an entertainer. It was like, for him, he was like the best all-round entertainer and performer and musician.
He's done shows with Sammy Davis Jr. So I know they actually. I'm not sure if they were like mates.
Showbiz friends, I think. But I think he kind of rated him very highly, which is some accolade, I think. He was very, very much of that generation from like sort of 50s, 60s.
Did he make comment?
Pardon?
just sort of like the three of them just sort of go whoop. Did he recommend that he should be on top of a birthday cake, wedding cake?
No, I imagine. Yeah, you can't imagine Bruce in that back then.
Are you a fan of Bruce Forsyth? Oh yeah, sure.
I'm sure that's what he said.
Yeah, that's resurrecting one of our greatest hits. That was Chris's impression of him on I think our Diamond show.
What was it?
That's a really good impression.
What was it?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think that was probably better than mine.
Yeah. Actually, it's my impression of yours, though, so it's not... I don't remember what he's... Oh, no,
Is Dave's impression of Chris doing an impression of Sammy Davis Jr.?
Which isn't really an impression of him, because at no point does that sound anything like him. And Chris has the voice of an angel.
It sounds more like...
How accurate are these sunbeams? Like, how are they gonna...
I don't know how they work.
Look, that's meant to be ice on the car door, look, and it's just wobbling around like that.
Clearly not.
It's so shit. Has the dog been unfrozen yet?
Surely they'll miss some bits with that technique.
What? Yeah, like you go home and you find the minute you go for a piss, like your knob breaks off in your hand.
No, I mean, but I reckon there'll be like some areas that are like they think they've got everyone, and then they realise, oh shit, they're all frozen there. Oh, well, too late now.
Doing his reprise from the end of fucking Total Recall there.
Yeah. Kill me too.
I think we need some more. Look, that came off Batman's belt, and he was like, "Oh, Christ Almighty!"
Way ahead. I think this film was responsible for the iPhone.
Yeah, pretty much. Wouldn't be surprised.
I would be surprised.
I'm only joking. Of course I would.
I can't picture Steve Jobs watching this, to be honest. Anyway, Batman's teaching us a lesson. Listen.
Yes. It's feeling ashamed.
No.
Dr. Freeze. Dr. Fritz Fries. Dr. Fries.
Dr. Fries.
Dr. Fries?
Yeah.
Freeze.
Help me cure McDonald's syndrome. Dr. Fries.
Not McGregor syndrome, but McDonald's syndrome. Too many McNuggets. What do you get when you had too many burgers? McDonald's syndrome.
Fat, I can tell you from personal
Yeah,
experience.
Watch a little film called Super Size Me.
Yeah, Morgan Spurlock. Although
Yeah, that'll put you off McDonald's, bloody hell.
Yeah, although no one has actually ever been able to replicate his findings.
No.
No, I mean that there's some doubt as to whether everything in that film is quite.
Yeah, that's always going to be a case, though, isn't it? It's going to be sort of heavily.
I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying that
he could have eaten other foods in between, and
basically saying there's some facts in that documentary that are not.
Possibly not.
It's obviously very one-sided, isn't it?
Well, to point out McDonald's is not good food and not good for you, I don't think is necessarily a problem or controversial. It's just he claims a lot of health issues as he goes through it, and I'm not sure.
That they're all as a result of eating McDonald's. It's like, well,
having said that, his wife was quite cute, so check it out. They're divorced now. So, if you like her...
She's back on the market, boys!
To us, as expected to talk at Gmail. There's nothing we can do about it. We just want to hear about our listeners perving over some woman I last saw in a film 15 years ago. Now, Chris pointed out, this is probably not how cell arrangements would work.
No.
But it's just the idea of just like, I don't know, we'll put two high criminals, one clearly would want to hurt her physically.
Yeah.
And
what was that reveal? How did they sneak him in?
And clearly she's like Jim Carrey as the Riddler at the moment, where she's just like, I'm just gone crazy. Not sure how she's gone crazy though.
Because she was swallowed by some plastic.
But yeah, obviously the film's like she's like gone absolutely loony, like right. So yeah, you basically put someone who is mentally ill.
Now, we don't have the Lazarus Pit in these films, but fuck me, this is the comeback of the century coming up. Hey! Strolls in like Hugh Hefner. Barbara was
he does, doesn't he?
Yeah. Ben's Barbara is going to prove it's all working all right.
Goes to Barbara. I fucked your mum, you know.
Yeah. Like you, but older and slacker. I think we're learning about family here. When you fell off the telescope, why didn't you try and save us? Because I didn't give a shit by then.
There's something about Bruce Wayne in a hoodie that just doesn't work for me.
No. But he's probably going out shoplifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does look like a chav.
Well, I won't go that far. It just doesn't... I don't know. It's maybe because it's like the only time I've actually ever seen him portrayed in a hoodie. So he just seems a bit... No, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they should joke about needing a bigger cave. Oh, partners. Fuck off.
In the bedroom.
I've got to think about it for a while. Sexual partners. Bruce, are you going to join in?
It's not gay if it's
right
a freeway.
And I'm going on top. Gonna need a bigger cave.
Can you imagine if Bruce had said...
Let a few years pass and her cave will be bigger.
Can you imagine if, like, Bruce went, no, get out.
I like to brood and shit.
That is very sort of choppy running there from Batgirl.
I know.
She's like judo chopping the air.
She did actually take quite a lot of abuse and people calling her fat girl.
Yeah, which is stupid, really.
Fucking stupid.
It's kind of a shame. Do you think, well, I wonder what happened if she chose a better film to come back on? You know what I mean?
Sorry, a better film, for Batgirl generally, or do you mean Alicia Silverstone?
Alicia Silverstone. Like, rather than doing this, had she done
Well, I mean, yeah, because she was quite big news after Clueless, wasn't she? And her career never became what we thought it might.
Yeah, I mean, objectively, I don't think she's bad in it, really. So I think it's probably...
How do you do good in that film? I mean, Uma Thurman is terrible. Arnie, as much as I respect everything you say about him, and I'm quite a fan in some ways, I think is terrible in it. Everyone else is kind of just... I mean, Chris O'Donnell's neither good nor bad. Clooney's neither really good nor bad. As Bruce Wayne, anyway. He's not so good as Batman, but... I don't know.
Yeah, I think I think the whole attitude was a bit like, about making it, to be honest with you. Yeah. I think it kind of comes across.
But, we went through the whole series, and none of these four did I love. I mean, obviously, Batman 89's better and very important, and Batman Returns has some good stuff in it. But it wasn't until the Nolan films I ever got a live-action Batman film that I really loved.
Mm.
They were all okay. I wasn't itching for another fucking installment of this. I didn't really like Batman Forever anyway. I know a lot of people do. But yeah, look at all these people who spent like months of their lives producing this.
They got paid.
It was a job.
Mm.
I'm sure you'd rather do good stuff, though, wouldn't you? I don't know. Maybe they don't care.
I think they'd rather do stuff, but I imagine these people work on films consistency, so they move on one project to another. It's not like we're directors where
it's not a calling necessarily. Yeah, they'll work on a range of things, some good, some bad.
Yeah, they probably work on more films than like, say, the key people like me, producers and directors. They may, or maybe not producers. They probably work on multiple films at the same time. But you have people like come in and do jobs, and it's like they move on to another production. It could be like complete different film, and so yeah, So I reckon for a lot of people it's like a day in and out job, and they get told to sort of do the like the costumes or whatever to do them the best ability, and they do a really good job, and they're probably the most hardest, more reliable people in Hollywood, really, because they do the fucking gig, and lighting as well and things like that. They just get told what they're supposed to do.
In some respects, I mean, I'd hate to have been associated with this as like a writer or a director.
Yeah.
Well, having said that, if I worked in and around films like Terry Bamber or something like that, I think this would be worth it for the fucking stories. You were on Batman and Robin. What was that like?
Yeah. Because no one's going to be like slagging you off for being there. You'd be like, if I met anyone who's actually on set,
it's not my fault.
Because like, if you're like one of like the one of like these bottom end ones here, no one's going to be sort of like be asking your opinion about what it is, are they? In fact, they're more like if you start mouthing off to Joel Schumacher, say, "Hey Joel, this is a bit shit, isn't it?" You're more likely to get fucking fired. So you just sort of keep your head down and do your job, really, don't you?
I just wonder what the Bond producer. Sorry, that's because I mentioned Terry Bamber. I don't know. Can you imagine the Batman producers thinking, Batman driven by vengeance? Okay, well, falling down, Joel Schumacher. You'd be shocked if you got this if you hired him on the basis of falling down.
Yeah. But I think I just think the producers probably had more of a hand in what the vision was.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is finally it. The goodbye to Batsy.
Do you know it wouldn't have been out of keeping with the film if had he been called Batsy in it? Batsy and Robsy.
Hi, Freeze. I'm Batsy.
Batsy and Robsy. Oh dear. That's my favourite thing ever.
What's that bang? Oh, it's Robsy. He's on his way.
Batsy up to his usual tricks.
What would that leave Batgirl calling herself? Batsy girl.
Batsy? No, I don't know.
Oh dear, we didn't expect to go back to do any more Batman, but as I say, that's the price we pay for trusting Charlie Brigden not to go on holiday.
But yeah, here we are.
Charlie,
So,
if you're listening or when you hear this, we hope you had a great holiday. I'll be only messing
Yeah,
around.
we sincerely hope that you did have a great time. And
He has
feel
a
nice and
holiday,
relaxed.
as you were saying, so it'll be great for him.
it's been funny really because like after coming before doing this podcast, I hadn't really watched Batman and Robin. No, I feel I've seen it too many times. I watched it twice, at least
Too many
twice,
times.
maybe 3 times. Can't quite remember. Like for the episode itself, and then somehow it managed to be on like the other week, and I was like watching it with a bunch of friends. So I was like, oh fucking hell! And then I end up doing a commentary of it now.
I've got no great desire really
to go back now.
I mean, when you think about it, this is a film I think is genuinely fucking dreadful, and I don't think it's as funny as it should be for the type of film. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd still rather watch it than Batman Forever because it is fucking batshit, literally. But it's not as funny as most really, really bad films can be. And having said that, I've owned it twice on Blu-ray, once on DVD and on video. I've bought this film 4 fucking times and seen it a double-digit number of times.
Oof.
It's not good.
That's probably the same, but I think I'll end up selling the box set.
I think I will. I'll keep the Nolan ones.
Yeah, I'll keep the Nolans for sure, but the other ones I'll be like, meh. So I've already got like Batman and Batman Returns on DVD, so
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough. You can watch it 4% faster. That way.
I can, ever so slightly.
Yeah, okay. So that's it for Batman. Although, if you do keep these sort of shows, because I know some people do, if you keep them, the show we're about to announce belongs with the Batman series. And then we'll move on to Star Wars.
Yes,
Which
which is a lesser known series of films, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll
Very
teach us
small,
about...
very low budget, very independent.
Yeah. Well,
Space
the first
opera.
one, well, Independence, right, for the first couple, certainly. And they weren't really massively high budget. Well, the first one certainly wasn't massively high budget. But,
Yeah.
She can, with a cast of near unknowns.
yeah, I mean, Harrison Ford went on to be really big, but
Yeah.
he wasn't when he made that. He was a carpenter.
Well, exactly, this is it.
I don't remember which Carpenter's songs he made, but I listened to Mr. Postman, and I can't hear anywhere.
Mr. Postman.
But he wasn't from Nazareth, so.
Depending on the past. Depending.
Yeah, we didn't mean Jesus. How did you? I mean, I had
That
to
kind of carpenter.
I had to crowbar in the Carpenters, but getting Nazareth into that was quite impressive.
Yeah, it basically comes like everyone's favourite film,
Yeah.
well, which is
So it's basically a Western in space, isn't it? It's like one of the ultimate good versus evil stories.
So it's also the first in our All the Westerns series.
Yes, technically it is. That's right. Join us as we traverse all Westerns
Ever made in space.
ever. Looking forward to watching those because obviously Charlie is the fan. So it's, as we did with the Star Trek, it'd be really good to kind of get his take on it, and also we can discuss about how
His take
how
will
we all got
largely
into
be,
it.
this is really good.
But generally speaking,
I've got I feel I'm gonna be the one who largely upsets Charlie over this because I might
are
be
you
like,
the contrarian of us all?
yeah.
Well,
That's very good.
I might besmirch the sweet sequels somewhat. Prequels even, not sequels. Because they're crap. But there you go.
What the 2000?
The 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's not really much good to say about those. But
Did
I
any of
think
you guys do
I
the
do
Secret
think
Cinema Star Wars a few summers ago?
I haven't done any of that secret cinema stuff. I live a little bit too far away from it, and I haven't had the money in the last couple of years. But
yeah, same. And plus, I'm not that bothered by Star Wars.
No, I guess it's not so much
Well, it's-
not being bothered by Star
No, I know, I'm
Wars.
only
It's
joking.
just there's very few films that I am desperate to sit in some kind of weird fucking set of in order to watch the film. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just for me, I think a lot of people grow up with Star Wars, and I get it. But for me, it was Bond. Bond filled that place for me. Star Wars
I'm
kind
the
of.
same. I mean, it's a kind of a real nostalgia thing. It was a terribly, extremely immersive experience. But for me, it's still
Oh, I love Star Wars, but I mean,
it kind of raises out there. But for me, obviously, it's still like the best film ever made, sort of thing. I mean, same with you, Chris. Bond kind of filled that gap for me. But you got films like Dirty Dancing.
Bond fills a lot of gaps. He's incorrigible.
James are incorrigible.
Yeah. But before we get to Star Wars, Charlie will be joining us for the next show, which means Becca.
Indeed. Do you expect us to talk or return with music episode number 4, superhero episode